Hello, everyone. Welcome to this online live stream. Thank you all so much for joining us from wherever you are in the world. Please let us know in the comments where you're joining us from. My name is Adil Shubair, and today we are going to present to you a session on mixed reality, digging deeper into the world of mixed reality and all that stuff. However, I'm not going to be doing this session alone. I have some two special guests with me on this show that I'm very excited to have and very excited to introduce to our actor community and to the world. I have with me Zaid Zaim, who is a Microsoft MVP and a mixed reality catalyst at HoloLens. And with me, I have also Rama Sbinati, who is a guest on our show today. Rama is actually a software developer, and she is someone Zaid and I met on through a global metaverse hackathon, which happened at GITEX, which is the biggest tech event that happens in the UAE. This event took place 2 months ago, and that's where we met Rama. Rama was actually our winner, so we're very excited to have her here today. Tell us all about her project, what she's done, how she got there, how she feels all about it, and kind of talking about, how she used mixed reality into her project and what tools she used and all that stuff. My name is Hadil Shubair, and I'm very excited to have you here with us today. I am based in the UAE, and we are going to be kind of talking to you about how we can code our first HoloLens 2 app using MRTK3. I'm a regional cloud advocate and data analytics engineer at Microsoft, and our goal at Microsoft Reactor is to kind of share with you all our knowledge in tech and cloud, technologies and platforms and all that stuff, just to kind of, go through this journey together and learn together, because that's what we're all here about. So what I love about this is obviously each one of us comes from a different kind of background. However, we all kind of love to share ideas and build upon each other. From that, I just want to briefly have Zaid and Rama quickly introduce themselves to the audience before we go through our code of conduct. Hi Zaid, hi Rama, how are you doing today?
Hello, we are good. How about you?
Doing great. Thank you so much for
Great,
being
great.
on the show.
Thank you, thank you so much for having me. Yeah. So little bit of background around me. As Hadil said, I am a software developer, and I recently won a hackathon that was sponsored by Microsoft. And the yeah, so there were multiple paths in the hackathon. One of them was related to food, and that is the one that we chose to actually present in. So the problem statement was, how do you educate people about the nutritional value as well as the CO2 produced by the foods they are about to choose? So to do that, we decided to create a HoloLens 2 app using MRTK3, and that is what we are going to show you how to do by today. And yeah, I'll pass it on to Zaid.
Thank you, Rama.
Nice. So, hi everyone. Hi Hadil. Hi Rama. Greetings, Hassam, in the behind the scenes. It's a great pleasure to be here, uniting always with the amazing people from the UAE. I'm based in Berlin. I visited also GITEX in October. It was an amazing experience. I had the opportunity to be a mentor at the Global Metaverse hackathon, and I used to mentor Rama at the event, and it's literally mind blowing to see the great achievement she has done with her team in there, and yeah, I'm very looking forward to see what we came up with all together. At the hackathon. And yeah, so to myself, so I'm Zaid Zaim. I'm based in Berlin. I'm a Microsoft MVP for mixed reality and catalyst at a really cool company called HoloLens. So I drive our customers and clients through their journey throughout the mixed reality and metaverse spectrum. Exactly, and I love engaging with developer and tech communities. So let's get this rolling.
Perfect. Thank you, Zaid. Thank you, Rama, once again for being on the show with me today. A pleasure to have you both and kind of learn from your experience. So, obviously, I come from a data science big background, and I am familiar, obviously, with the metaverse, with mixed reality, the kind of types of mixed realities that we have. Like, I've heard of virtual reality, obviously, augmented reality as well. So, these are things that we're going to kind of cover briefly today to the, the community that we have. And I'm going to be kind of acting as a learner with the, with the people that we have, with the audience. So, expect some questions here and there, and let's have it fun and all that. So before we get going, maybe we can go back to the slides. Basically, we have just a reminder that this obviously Microsoft event is part of our code of conduct. So basically, we want to kind of have a friendly environment, be aware of others, and just kind of be open to all questions and viewpoints. We're all here to learn, so let's kind of make this, a very easygoing kind of session and all that. That being said, I am going to take it to Zaid in a bit. So, kind of our agenda for today, as mentioned, is we're going to be kind of talking through mixed reality topics, and kind of maybe giving you, Zaid will give us a brief intro on the world of mixed reality, why it's important today, and all that stuff, and maybe probably like the tools that we can use to that, and how actually I've heard that mixed reality is actually impacting a huge impact on the future. So I would love to kind of hear, Zaid's, viewpoints on that, and Drama as well, of course, since you've done the project on that, and how, it could really impact, kind of every industry we could really think of. So that being said, we are going to take it on from here. Zaid, the stage is all yours. Please take us to the world of mixed
Amazing.
reality.
Yeah, just a second. Cool. So resharing here the PowerPoint. Can you see the slides in full screen? Adil,
just press on the slideshow.
Okay, somehow StreamYard is a bit stuck.
No problem. Zaid, maybe while you share the screen, you can kind of, tell us, or maybe Rama, actually. I want Rama until, Zaid figures out the issues with that. Rama, tell us a bit more about you, what you have been doing, what projects you have been doing, what makes you, get into, mixed reality and all that stuff. What made you get, be interested in these topics and such?
Right. So for me, okay. So first of all, I have a bachelor's in computer science. So I do have like a bit of a background about how to use Unity, how to develop in it, and so on. And like nowadays, mixed reality is like the whole like the whole vibe, the whole talk of the show. And I was like, I wanna jump right into it. I wanna explore it. And that's like exactly what I've done. And the hackathon was like right there. I'm like, this is an opportunity for me to like jump right in, and exactly. And yeah, use the MRTK3 package that was like recently released, and that's how I got into it.
Love it. And your idea was actually great. So I would love for you kind of, obviously, by the end of the stream, kind of take the audience through the idea, how you did things, just to briefly run through maybe like a demo or something, just to kind of show the audience what you've done. Because as mentors, me and Zaid were very impressed. And obviously that's why you won the hackathon. And that's why we would love to kind of, have you kind of inspire our tech community and all that. Zaid, how's it going on your side?
Great. I think it's fine now. You should see my slides. Hopefully. Can you confirm?
I do not see any slides yet.
I am actually sharing them. Maybe Hussam, can you put my slides into the show?
Maybe, yes. Can you check the comments, Zaid? Click present.
Yeah.
And then full screen, and then switch to slides.
Okay.
That should work. It's okay. Sometimes it happens on StreamYard. That's totally fine.
Entire screen. Okay. Now, um, okay, hopefully now.
Yes. There you go. You can move to your slides.
Great.
Great. So tell us all about mixed reality. Go. The
Cool.
stage is
So what's the plan for today? Basically, is as you mentioned before. So we will learn how we can get started in the mixed reality space, having a concrete example on the use case that Rama has developed later on. On my end, I will be beginning by sharing basically how we can get started in the mixed reality space. So what is mixed reality? As a personal definition, and then I will talk a little bit about MRTK. So MRTK is a developer tool that we use to, driven by Microsoft, that we use to develop basically mixed reality experiences across, the mixed reality spectrum. And there is another really cool tool that I will give a mini overview on. It's also StereoKit. Exactly. And then I will be handing it over to Rama to talk more about her project and give us a live demo in Unity, how she got started with MRTK and the necessary steps to get MRTK environment set it up to build your first HoloLens application. Exactly. So this is so what is basically mixed reality? This is one of the really cool first demos that people experience when putting on the HoloLens. It's the hummingbird. So basically, you put on the HoloLens, and then you show your palm to you put your hand palm in front of you, and then this awesome crazy hummingbird flies to your hand, and you have your first basically immersive 3D experience in mixed reality. So with that said, when we talk about mixed reality, we need also to see the evolution of how we came basically to mixed reality. So there are three different pillars. So I think each one of us identifies with basically remembering, I don't know, in the early 2000s and of the 1990s, we used to interact, or one of the most used ways how we used to interact with digital information was through standalone computers. If that's these huge PCs or desktop computers that we used to have in our living rooms, or later in the years the laptops or notebooks. And one of the craziest experiences I remember when basically in the year around 2007, when the first iPhone came out. It's also revolutionized how people used to interact with digital information. Remembering when Steve Jobs was standing on the stage and mentioning, "Okay, this mobile basically is a whole computer," and interacting with the digital information is again completely different by touch screen or exactly, and unifying all of these interaction possibilities in one mini device. Exactly, and now we are like in the fourth computational revolution, which is mixed reality, that is at the end again creating new opportunities, new possibilities how we are interacting with digital information. So how now we don't have any physical devices that we are actively interacting with, but we have these likely headsets like the HoloLens, and then we enhance or augment the real world with digital information. And through different sensors that the HoloLens has, for example, we can, I don't know, virtually interact with these 3D objects. So we have here a completely immersive experience, or a partially immersive experience, where we are interacting in a new way with digital information. Exactly. And then when it
Amazing.
comes to
I
the
saw.
term, yeah,
Yeah, Zaid. So I think, from what I've understood from you so far is, I think, like with everything, the evolution of technology and computing, I think we will continue to kind of see a combination of virtual and augmented reality,
yeah,
artificial intelligence, and blockchain technologies as well, kind of maybe like transform societies in a way, that empowers people from anywhere with, internet access to kind of even, learn faster or even be more productive, be more efficient, even have improved health, and kind of even live more inspired lives. So I love that, kind of mixed realities, along with other, technologies, can actually empower us to, do that. And it can be applied to literally every single sector there's out there, from communication to education, fitness. We've seen that, be used in healthcare, in commerce, productivity, and so much more. So I think that's actually
exactly.
very
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah, and for now, let's have a closer look basically on the term mixed reality. So here
Yeah.
we just basically had a look on the evolution of how humans basically human beings used to interact with digital information, and I
Hmm.
referred a little bit to the term mixed reality, and now let's basically jump into it.
Oh,
Um, exactly. So when it comes to mixed reality, we have basically our physical world and our virtual world, or the digital information, the 3D objects that we have in our immersive experiences. So if we merge both of these, we come to mixed reality. And mixed reality has two subcategories. It's AR and VR, so augmented reality and virtual reality. In augmented reality, basically it's you have like with your mobile phone, you enhance the physical world, the real world, with digital information, and this digital information gets overlaid into the physical world. To its difference to mixed reality, I'll come in a bit to that. So exactly, so that's to AR, augmented reality. And the best example for this is, I don't know, I think maybe here in the audience, um, we most likely identify AR with the game Pokemon Go. When we use, I think in the time around 2016, 2017, going crazily on the streets and starting hunting for these Pokemons. And here basically we were just enhancing the real environment with digital information, or overlaying these 3D objects, the Pokemons, on the streets in the city. Exactly. And then we have virtual reality. So in VR, the user gets computer generated worlds, and gets completely immersed in these worlds. So basically, you put on devices like the Meta Quest, and then you are completely immersed in these 3D environments, and you can go, I don't know, you can go to Mars, go to space, go have a hang out with Einstein, cheer on a beer or something. So you can go beyond any beyond your imagination. So with VR, you can be anywhere, anytime, where you like it to be. So exactly, and this is what is mostly like referred to um, as the how we can have entertainment in mixed reality. So one of the cool examples here is also the solution Altspace VR. So here people can use VR headsets and go into Altspace and meet other people around the world and get virtually back together. So this was one of the very cool experiences when COVID was there, and where no basically possibilities were there to get physically together, and people started going into exploring different realities to get back together and have this social experience. Exactly. So these are basically two, going to these terms, AR and VR, and then basically when we fusion these, both of these together, we come to mixed reality. And mixed reality allows us to integrate digital content into the physical world. So in contrast to AR, in AR we only overlay the digital information with our physical world, and in mixed reality we integrate it in the physical world as if it's part of our real environment. And headsets like the HoloLens make such mixed reality experiences possible. So the HoloLens has on its surface 3D sensors to scan the environment, and it allows us then to integrate to basically recognize our hands. So you don't have controllers. Everything is happening basically through hand recognition and hand gestures, and you can, as a user, actively manipulate these digital information. Exactly. So that's it in a nutshell. What the term mixed reality means, and basically to get started developing mixed reality experiences, we use the MRTK. MRTK stands for the Mixed Reality Toolkit from Microsoft. It's an open source project that basically allows developers, designers, and tech interested people to get easily onboarded developing experiences across the mixed reality spectrum. So it provides predefined scripts, design UX designs that allow us to basically easily get started to develop experiences for technologies like the HoloLens. So we don't need basically to build everything from scratch. So you get the MRTK, and then you can just imagine it basically as a utility box, toolbox, where you grab some cool subtools to build your next incredible experience. More on that, or having a hands-on experience, we will have a look what Rama developed. Exactly. Another developer tool that allows us to create mixed reality experiences is StereoKit. So StereoKit is a fully native library in .NET, in C#, that allows us, without having any additional game engines or something working, you can, with StereoKit, imagine it like it's a library, get it and into Visual Studio, and then with that you can basically easily start building your mixed reality experiences. So it's very helpful for people like who are really these hardcore programmers in .NET and C#, and who just want to play around with mixed reality within their ecosystem environment. And with that, StereoKit would be the way to go. And MRTK also works together with Unity. So it's like a framework that or a package, a series of packages you integrate then in your Unity project. With that, you will be able then to get started building your next mixed reality application. Exactly. Do you have any questions, Hadil?
No, Zaid, actually, that was an amazing intro to the world of mixed reality. Thank you so much for breaking it down in possibly the simplest way possible. Obviously, having user human interactive experiences. Obviously, we live in this kind of digital world where we have all internet connections, and we have all these kind of devices and all these tools and kits and softwares to build on these amazing experiences is absolutely mind blowing. So it's actually it actually makes me feel like how blessed we are to live in this kind of world, to experience this kind of thing in this era actually. So thank you so much for breaking it down into the easiest way possible.
Of
I would
course,
love to,
happy
yeah,
to do that. So I'm still not done with that.
yeah,
Let me maybe continue a bit. So with that said, basically coming back to MRTK, in MRTK we are currently in the third generation of the toolkit. Basically, it's allows us to have these are some focus areas that MRTK3 is establishing. My favorite ones is modularity, flexibility in design, and performance. So modularity means basically in a nutshell that um, you can basically integrate MRTK only as one standalone package using a pre-installed tool called the feature tool. So with that, you can basically import all necessary packages to get started developing MR mixed reality experiences. So using MRTK, because in the past you would have needed to go to different GitHub repos and get the different standalone packages to get started basically developing your next mixed reality application. And MRTK3 provide us a huge flexibility in designing our experience. So it provides a lot of different options of UX UI designs that are already pre-made, that you can just get into your project and then, I don't know, make it look polished, nice, and um, yeah basically making your app looking nice. And one of my favorites here, a lot of the designs or a lot of the UX designs have this Windows 11 style with these rounded corners, so it's a really nice experience. And another one is performance. So performance allows us to so we need always to keep in mind when we want to develop mixed reality applications to we need to have a computing performant experience, because the HoloLens is not a supercomputer. With that, MRTK provides a lot of materials and shaders that are not heavy for the technology and let us have a lag-free experience. Exactly. So, and here are some core scripts that we can demonstrate. So here we have the object manipulator. It allows us basically, as soon as we add it to an object, we'd be able to make the 3D object basically interactable. Exactly. More on that also later in a bit. We also have the bounding box. It gives the 3D object like dimensions. And here we see some UX prefabs like buttons, different options, how we can basically manipulate and interact with the digital content. And also, one of the coolest ones is hand menus. Hand menus reminds me always with an Iron Man experience. So basically, also another way, interesting way how we can interact with the digital content. Last but not least, when we speak about mixed reality, we have spatial awareness. So spatial awareness basically scans the environment and allow us to integrate digital information then in the real world through the scans the HoloLens performs. We can integrate these in the environment. And here are some concrete examples on MRTK shaders that we can use. So this one, for example, is an X-ray shader. Somehow that gives us a look how are things looking inside of an 3D object. Exactly. And one of the coolest or most important features of MRTK3 is empowers the idea of cross-platform. So MRTK3 fusions together Unity's XR interaction toolkit, OpenXR, and Unity's input system, and builds on these, which allows then to build or develop our Unity project to multiple XR and devices. So when we go back in time, or we remember the old days a few years ago, we always, when we want to develop a mixed reality application for different headsets, we needed to develop, I don't know, a specific Unity project that has these specific SDKs for this device to get the app running on this specific device. So MRTK3 is bringing us and allowing us to live the dream of every AR and VR developer to build our applications to multiple XR devices. With that said, that's MRTK3, and let's jump into the demo with Rama.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you, Zaid. Rama, I'll let you take over from here. So basically, Rama, you're going to show us maybe like a live demo on what you've done, your project, and all that stuff, right?
Right. Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so over here, this is the scene that we will be creating. So the idea is to provide an immersive experience for the player who's pairing the headset. So he will move around in the grocery store and then would pick out an object and then drop it in the basket. So I'm just gonna show you guys what the final demo would look like. So if you want to move around, you can click on the right click of the mouse, and yeah, you can move around the player using the WASD keyboard buttons. And for now, we are going to grab this chicken and drop it in the cart. And as soon as that happens, you see that you have a menu over here that appears. And the idea is to be able to like press on a menu, and then information about that specific food will be displayed in terms of CO2 production and the nutritional value. But to keep this demo very simple, that is not implemented at the moment. So, and then we have another interaction that we are going to see, which is the pound control over here, which Zaid has already talked about. So this is the final thing that we are going to do, and let's jump right into it. Okay, so first things first, I have created a tutorial guide that we will share with you near the end. So we are gonna set up the environment using Unity, create a classic MRTK scene, and create this more interesting scene as you've seen over here. We're gonna build and deploy the project, and then we're gonna look at a very invaluable resource that was created by Microsoft. More on that at the end. So let's first set up the environment. We are going to need to install Unity Hub. So you're gonna have to go to this link to install it. And basically what it is an application that helps you manage multiple Unity projects, as you can see over here. So after you have the Unity Hub, we are going to install the Unity editor. And to do that, we're gonna go to install editor. And it is very advisable to use the 2020 version when you are building a mixed reality app. But as you can see here, it is already installed. So I'm going to show you how to install this one instead. So I show you these options over here. So as you see over here, we're going to need the Microsoft Visual Studio. You can have 2019 or you can have a latest version as well. Because I already have the 2022, I don't need to install the 2019, so I'm not gonna check that box. But of course, if you don't have it, then please do, because you'll need it. Now, the second thing we need to check is the Android build support, which is this one. And then we are going to check the Universal Platform build support and not this one, the Windows build support as well. Okay, so once you do that, you are going to have the installer done. Oh, one more thing. For the Virtual Studio as well, once you install it, you are going to have to choose these packages as well. Let me just show you that. So this is the Visual Studio installer. I'm gonna modify it. So you're gonna need these packages, which is this one, the .NET Desktop Development, Desktop Development C++, and the Universal Windows Platform, and then you just install. Okay, coming back to this. Now we are going to create our project. You are going to choose a 3D template, and then you put a name here for your project. For now, I already have a project that I created. That's just because we don't take a lot of time creating the project and for it to load. So this is the project that will be created. And then after that, you are going to have to download the Mixed Reality feature tool using this link. Once you do that, this is what you are going to have. Okay, so one thing to note is you have to make sure that the show preview releases is clicked, so that so you will be able to see the preview features and be able to use it and test it out. So this is, let me just double check, Reactor demo. Okay, the project that we are going to use is this one. So you just choose your project path and you click on Discover Features. Over here, we are going to go over to MRTK3. We need these packages, as well as go to the OpenXR plugin. So we're going to click that as well. And we are going to get the features and import the features onto the project. And that's all. And it will take some time. So, right. So that's done. Now that we have imported the MRTK3 and the OpenXR package, you can apply the recommended project settings for the HoloLens 2. So once you click on that, then it will like take its time to load a bit more. And once that's done, we are going to, okay, so for you to open up this tab, you can actually open up again from here, the edit and then project settings. So let's just go back to the guide. Okay. Right. So over here, once you open up the project settings, we are going to choose the OpenXR. Make sure that you are on the XR plugin management, as well as you are on the Universal tab over here, the Universal Windows tab. And we're going to click on OpenXR. Do not worry about the warning sign for now, and choose the HoloLens feature group, because most of these warnings over here, we are going to fix manually. That's how we are going to learn more about them. Right, okay, so then we go to OpenXR under the management, and we are going to choose depth 60-bit, and that's the recommended depth for the HoloLens 2. And for the interactions profile, we are going to need the Microsoft hand interaction profile, as well as here the first one, the eye gaze interaction profile. And we need to make sure that the Microsoft HoloLens over here is clicked. And we are going now to fix up all of the warnings. This is a very easy step to do. We are not going to fix the GITF reporter for now because we don't need it. But as you can see over here, it basically helps the controller models to show up in the scene. But we are not going to need that. So we're going to fix those. Right. I'm going to show you this, how to fix this warning in a bit. Now we go on to the MRTK3. We need to set up a profile. Here you can see that it is already set up, but just in case you do not have it set up, then you can search for it over here. Okay, I believe it is one word. All right over here. You click and you drag. Make sure that these three are selected. They are going to help us use the hands and interact with the environment. We don't need the accessibility subsystem for now. Okay, once that's done, you guys have plugged in MRTK and OpenXR into your project. Let's just make sure of the warnings. Okay, we're gonna fix this in a bit. Cool. Okay, so this is usually the environments that you will have. We are not going to need the main camera because we're gonna use the MRTK camera and the MRTK rig. So if we go back to the guide over here, we are on this step. We deleted the default camera, and instead we're gonna add the MRTK XR rig, which is an augmented reality foundational component. It basically contains all of that components that we need to interact. And you have the MRTK input simulator, which would help us move the control rig, as we've seen in the demo. So let's just take that out, XR rig. And we're just gonna drag it and drop it. And we are gonna need the MRTK input simulator. MRTK input simulator. Perfect. Okay, so this is the basic MRTK Unity setup that you can have. By the way, MRTK3 is way easier than setting up MRTK2. Yeah, because MRTK2 just has a lot of more setup packages and whatnot. Okay, let's now create a cube just to test out the environment. Okay, just to test out the environment. Where is my camera? Okay. Yeah, over here, as I said, the MRTK would have its own camera, as you see over here. So we're just gonna pass it to see the cube. And here at the Unity editor, you can also like play around with on the inspector tab. You can play around with multiple things. So here you can have like the scale. You can change up the scale of the cube and whatnot. So if we return back, this is the cube. If we start the project, you will not be able to move the cube or interact with it, but we want that to happen. So to do that, we are going to have to add MRTK scripts to it. And the ones that we are going to add is the object manipulator, as well as the GUI input adapter draggable as well. And just like that, we should be able to interact with the cube. just by adding these scripts, and ta-da, it's moving. So yeah, also another thing that you can do with the Unity editor as well is you can show up the hand if you click on the space bar, and you see this you see these like kind of arrows that pop out of the finger. So if you point that to the box and then you left click on the mouse, you can move around the box. Okay, perfect. Now that is done, we want to do something more exciting, right? We want to import objects like these. So objects like these, you can import out of the Unity Asset Store, or you have other kind of online websites that have that. So, okay, we're gonna unload the final scene for now. So this is what you are going to basically end up with once you have set up the environment and set up the objects and whatnot. Cool. Now, if you remember when I first showed you the demo, we have added an interactable script over here, which is kind of similar to the cube. Do you remember what kind of scripts we have added on it? We needed to add, yeah, we
I
needed
think
to
it was
add,
the object manipulator.
exactly, as well as you needed the input as well. So GUI, UG UI input adaptable, and just like that, we are going to be able to grab the chicken and put it in the basket. Okay, so I'm just gonna like go above. By the way, you can move like upward in the editor by pressing E, and then you can move downward by pressing Q. So we can drag this and put it over here. And yeah, we will talk about how that toggle menu appeared in a sec. Now we are going to have to move the milk box over here and be able to scale that up and down like I showed you previously. So to do that, I have actually included it in the guide that we are going to provide you with at the end. So right here. So to resize objects using the bound control, we are going to use these scripts from the MRTK package. So let's go to the milk. Okay, this is the milk. Oh, another thing is you are gonna have to create a you're gonna have to create an empty parent of that specific object, and then we're gonna apply these scripts over here onto the parent rather than on the object itself, and that's basically to have the bounce control dimensions. If you remember, like around the object rather than having them on that object itself. We're gonna see that in a bit. So let's just add it. Every single time we want to interact with an object, you're gonna have to add the object manipulator. And for this one, we're gonna also be adding the input adapter draggable, which basically reads the input from a user and specifies that that specific object is interactable, because if this one is not clicked, then the object will not be interactable. I can show you that in a bit. Okay, and then we're gonna need the bounce control as well, because that's what we are trying to implement. Okay, perfect. And okay, in the bounce control, we are going to have to drop here a bounding box with handles. So you have multiple bounce control. So we're gonna add the bounce control with handles, and there's also the traditional one as well. Okay, prefab. Is this the one with, see, you have the bounding box with traditional hands as well as with handles. For now, this is what we are going to use. Let me get back to the parent. That's where we're gonna add the scripts. Oh, okay. Oh, we added the scripts into the wrong. Yeah. So let's just drag them and drop them onto the parent instead. Okay. And then I'm gonna. Okay. Cool. I'm just making sure that I have grabbed them and dropped them correctly. Perfect. Okay. Okay, over here, as I said, we're gonna drag this visual prefab, put it over here, and we are going to have to edit the constraint manager as well. We're gonna add the object itself over here. Let me double check. Yeah, parent object of the constraint manager. It is this one over here. Okay, cool. Yeah, and the target manipulation would be the milk itself over here, which is the one that will be resized basically. So let's test that out. It was literally just a matter of picking out the script that you need and then attaching it to the object that you need. Okay, and for some reason, it is not working. Okay, let's test out. Wait, did I add it? Oh, the bounding control is literally right there. Okay, there's something wrong with how I set it up. Maybe because it was on the previous component, so it took the shape of that. So let's remove the script and redefine them on the parent. Okay, I'm gonna just redefine them again. Okay, object, everything looks good. And then UI, draggable, that's what we need. Bound control. Am I missing anything? Oh, the minimum and max scale constraint. Okay. Minimum and max scale constraint that will help us determine what is the minimum scale that we can scale the object down to, and then the maximum. And then we're gonna do the same thing as we earlier did. We're gonna grab the bounding box with handles as well as the constraint manager. We're gonna bring out the parent and put it over there. Okay, cool. All right, let's test it out. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, target manipulation has already been defined. Cool. Okay. Now if we click on it, you see that we can resize it. You see the bounding box around it, and yeah, perfect. So that is the second thing, the second interactable that we have explored. Now the final one that we are going to explore is the virtual menu that I have showed you previously. And to do that, I believe Zaid have talked about the MRTK UX components, and that specific menu is part of that. So you're gonna find it in the MRTK UX component, the on-canvas one. The MRTK UX components, you have a on-canvas one as well as the canvas one as well. The canvas one is used when you are providing it with dynamic information. So if you want to make the menu contain dynamic info, then use the MRTK UX component, the canvas version. If you are not, then use the on-canvas version. Okay, it is just easier to use. Okay, cool. So from there, we are gonna take the vertical app bar. We're gonna drop it into the scene. Okay, and if we press the F, we are going to zoom into the object and be able to see it. So this is the default virtual app bar that is provided by the MRTK package. And then, of course, over here, you can modify the text if you want. You can, like, let's say, because we are talking about this CO2 production and whatnot, we can say CO2, and you can also change the icon over here. So once you press on the icon, you scroll down, you can choose like multiple icons over here. Yeah, so whatever you'd like. And then we're gonna have to move this to above the shopping cart. Just to save up on time, I have already done that. So I'm gonna load up this scene. Okay. Gonna load up the scene instead, and we are going to go to, okay. Okay, you see over here, you have the food info menu, but you can't really see it right now. And if you remember how I interacted with it, or actually I can show you how I interacted with it, was to, so once I take the chicken and I drop it into the cart, this menu would appear. So previously, when we first load the scene, that menu does not appear, but we want it to appear just like that as soon as that chicken is dropped inside. To do that, it is using, so we're gonna write our own script, and then we're gonna attach it to the menu. So, okay, so this is the food menu. We're gonna attach the script to the cart. We're gonna open up the script so I show you what's going on. So this is a very basic script where I have basically implemented the onTrigger enter and the onTrigger exit functions. So the onTrigger enter is like as soon as you have an object that entered that collider. A collider is basically these multiple objects over here. Yes, I have multiple colliders because I needed that. Yeah, but as soon as it enters this collider over here, you see that the is trigger is clicked. So as soon as it enters, this first function will be triggered, and if the game object tag is equal to food, and that has been and that we can actually apply over here. So you can add your own tag just like that, like new tag, right? And then you click on the food item and you choose the tag that you want. For now, it will be food because that's what we have mentioned in the script. So as soon as that object goes into the collider, it will see whether or not the tag of the object is equal to food. If it is, it will make the food info menu. It will enable the food info menu to be displayed, as you can see over here using this function. And then once the chicken leaves that trigger collider, then it will disable the view or the component of the food info menu. As you can see here, I've made it public, and that is the case so that I can drag and drop the item into this script over here. For you to create your own scripts and whatnot, you would need to learn C#. But then again, if you want to just build an environment with mixed reality components and features, you can use the MRTK kit. As we've seen, is literally just a simple drag and drop. But of course, if you want to like add more functionality of your own, you're gonna have to write very like customizable scripts, if you will. Yeah. So yeah. And after you do that, you combine that script with the cart, you are going to end up with this environment that we have just created. And that is the demo. So once this is in, see the menus displayed. Once it's out, it is not. Yep. So we have learned about 3 different components. Now there is one thing in the build settings that I said I would return back to. Project settings. Was it? Right. This project is okay. Okay, make sure that you are on the universal windows. Okay, I think it was in the previous project. Okay, right. This one over here, you height encounter while you are setting up the environment. This is very easy to fix. You're gonna have to go to the main camera. Again, that is only if you do encounter this issue. You see here the tracked pose driver input system. We are gonna have to add this one, the tracked pose driver, and ta-da, that warning disappears. Okay, cool. So that is one thing that I wanted to mention. And now that we have the environment, we have the scene, we have put on the scripts that we need to interact with the objects, we are going to finally build this project. So gonna go to build settings. Make sure, again, you are on the Universal Windows platform, because that's what we need to deploy on the HoloLens. And make sure as well that you have added the open scene to build it. We are going to build the grocery scene final, so that's what I want to choose and click on. And then if we go back to the guide, these are these headings that we need to be able to deploy, to build the app and deploy it on the HoloLens. Okay, does it look the same? Looks fine to me. Okay. Gonna switch the platform to the Universal Windows platform rather than using the PC and standalone. Okay. Let's wait for that to happen. Do you guys have any questions?
Cool. I think sounds amazing, and you really brought it in a nutshell how we can basically get started. Yeah, developing our mixed reality application in Unity. Or what do you think, Adil?
Oops, I was muted.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Ram, I wanted to say, this is actually a very an awesome way of showing, how we can get started using this tool. Setting up the environment obviously takes a bit of time, but it's actually worth it when you want to build your project and you want to kind of, start, having these user experiences and all that stuff. So I would highly recommend for everyone to check out this toolkit, and highly recommend it because it's such a great way, obviously, to get and jump the master of getting into mixed reality and getting into this absolutely awesome field and start building your own projects, whatever you are interested in getting into. So that's actually a very great way and very interesting to me, actually, the way it all works and all that stuff. Very, very interesting space and something I'm very definitely looking into, kind of jumping in. Zaid, as you always say, let's master the jump. I am ready to jump.
Looking forward to this. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, I do have a previous build over here that I have done because this is taking its time at the moment. So so once this is done, you will see these multiple build files. You're gonna have to click on the Visual Studio file, the hot SLN extension, and it is going to open up Visual Studio. Okay. Once that's done, you're gonna click over here, put on release, make sure that this is 64. I believe HoloLens works for as well as 86. So you can choose either of that, but I prefer 64. And then you would press on device. And yeah, if you have a HoloLens, or if you want to test it out using the HoloLens 2 emulator, you can. And yeah, that is how this is how you build the scene. And then you open Visual Studio to be able to deploy it onto the HoloLens, and it is as simple as that. Yes. Um, okay, so that concludes my demonstration. And in the guide, you're gonna have we have included multiple resources for you to learn more. Um, and as you see, you have a lot of resources by Microsoft. And right, this last thing, the Microsoft sample scene is literally, it is a gem. So I'm gonna show you what I mean, because that is how I learned about the different scripts that we have interacted with today. So once you download the repo of here, so this is how you can clone the repo. And once you do that, you open up the project in Unity Hub. You just open it up, choose where the project is, and this is what you are going to receive. Now, if the scene is not opened, you can go onto the assets and then go to scenes, and then you can choose whichever scene you want to put. So let's say that we did not have this scene on board. Actually, we can put like different scene, and you can interact with it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so here you will be able to look through multiple scenes that Microsoft have provided and look at the different scripts that are attached to these objects to be able to learn more about what kind of different MRTK scripts exist and which ones do you need to put together to be able to make the object interact like you want it to. So, okay. Right, so this is about it. Apologies, this is taking its time to load. But this is what I wanted to show you. And yeah, if you want to explore this project further, I have actually included it onto this link. Any questions? This is it.
Perfect. Thank you, Rama, for obviously the very informative and great demo of using MRTK. What an awesome demo! I have never used MRTK before, but now, after seeing how it works and all that, it's actually pretty easy to follow along and to apply for anyone who's interested in getting into this space and using this amazing tool that you can do so much with. Thank you so much for again for your time and for your efforts, and thank you, Zaid, for the amazing overview and intro into mixed reality. As always, it's great to have you on the show. For the audience, obviously, since we are, we have a time limit of an hour, and that obviously I would highly recommend for you to kind of check out some more further learning if you would like to learn more on maybe specific topics or specific areas. Maybe you missed the setup, or you want to maybe get to know more about some specific terms into sexuality and all that stuff. Please feel free to. We have some amazing, Microsoft Learn.
You're muted, Adil.
Yes. Sorry. So we have actually on Microsoft Learn, we have actually some amazing, modules, learning modules, and kind of demos and all that, free for you to learn at your own pace on different tech topics from beginner levels, advanced levels, intermediate levels as well. So highly check out our Microsoft Learn platform to kind of start your own learning path. We have amazing free resources. Us as cloud advocates, as Microsoft MVPs, and that is something that we all use, and very useful kind of resource out there. So highly would recommend you to check out these links. Other than that, maybe we can move on to the next slide. We have some other MRTK links that we would like to share. They will all be shared in the comments section below. So I would highly recommend for you to check those out as well if you would like to actually get started into this beautiful journey in MRTK. Following that, can we move on to the next slide? Obviously, we were very happy to have you all join us today in this live stream. Thank you so much, Zaid, and thank you so much, Roma, again for joining me on the show. It's a pleasure to have you both. And personally, I've learned so much, and it's absolutely amazing how Microsoft Reactor brings us all together to actually share knowledge and learn from each other in different tech topics, exploring cloud technologies, Microsoft products, and all that stuff. So I would absolutely be very pleasure to have you again on the show and have you alongside with me. Obviously, to the audience, if you would like to stay in touch, if you have any questions, the best way to reach out to us is on our LinkedIn. So these are our LinkedIn names: Hadil Shiber, Ramas Benati, and Zaid Saim. So feel free to connect with us, and we would be happy to kind of build our tech community up from there. That being said, Zaid, I think you have an announcement to make. So I'll leave that.
Exactly. So yeah, thank you so much again for having us, Hadil. It was
Pleasure.
a great pleasure to be here. Really enjoyed the demo. Really inspiring story how Rama got into mixed reality, and we hope to get you guys inspired to get into mixed reality. With that said, at our company HoloLens in Germany, we have an open position for mixed reality developers. So if anyone in the audience is skilled in Unity or has a passion for AR, VR, or mixed reality development, please feel free to ping me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to get things rolling and have you part of our mixed reality family.
Awesome. Thank you, Zaid. Actually, before we leave, Zaid, can we go to the slide with the QR code so people can go back to it to scan it for the document?
Oh, yeah.
It's in slides. Yeah, because this is where obviously, Rama, this is the tutorial document that you have gone through. Am I right? Yeah,
Yep.
perfect. Perfect. So make sure to scan it or access the link through the link you have on screen. Definitely would highly recommend for you to check it out, to learn it at your own pace, obviously, and to actually continue your learning if you missed out on anything. That being said, I think we are done. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Zaid and Drama, once again for being on the show. And yeah, I'll see you next time.
Looking forward. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you, everyone. Yeah,
Goodbye.
thank you for having us. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.